Theft gets really, really hard to prove, I think. Not always, but there's this element called intent, or intent to steal, intent to permanently deprive. And that's where I think a lot of the discussion, at least on the front end of a case, happens when I'm working with somebody with a theft charge. Because, I didn't mean to steal, I had no idea. Or even things like, they got the thing back, whatever it was, they got the property back. This isn't really a theft. And all of those are kind of issues that we can work through, and they can go all the way to a trial because the prosecutor has to prove up those elements, right? These cases can end up in trial where someone is not guilty and saying, I'm not guilty. You can't prove that I intended to steal anything, right? Versus, this was a mistake, or sometimes it can be innocent, like, an incorrect scan or a couple of incorrect scans. You're busy, there's people around, you got a kid on your cart and begging and throw something in there. So there's kind of a wide variety of circumstances you see with these kinds of cases, but they're more common than you think. And I think that's right now a function of all of these big box stores, especially getting highly, highly sophisticated security and surveillance equipment, and people even like undercover security that are just around and in the store trained to look for this stuff, and they work together and they can find shoplifters really quickly, and it's all on video. So there's, believe it or not, a lot of these that get prosecuted. There's a lot of, I think, misconception about that right now, and you'll hear often that stores won't go after you if it's under $500 or whatever that number is, but really we see that there are charges being pursued, and I get calls quite frequently for Targets, Walmarts, things like Scheels. That's very common right now. So if you have one of them, certainly give a call. We can talk through it. But the most important thing, especially if it's a first-time offense, it can be really hard on your record having anything like a theft conviction for employment, for housing, for a lot of situations that might come up in your future. So it's something to treat seriously and work with a good attorney on so that you can help yourself get the best result in that situation.